Hey, beautiful souls. Welcome to a special video for the Cancer full moon. That'll be on January 13th. And of course, we've got a very airy month that we'll be focusing on. We've got a new moon in Aquarius. We move into the sun in Aquarius later in the month. And we're going to be having our quest all about the introduction of the Night of Air. So that'll be exciting to see that. And then some other things around air energy. But we start off the month with a very powerful water moon. Not only are we getting all this water energy that comes with the Cancer sign, but of course the moon rules over all of the emotion and actually rules over Cancer sign too. So very comfortable emotional energy as far as the moon is concerned. Now, we may be impacted differently from it, but more of that in just a moment here. Now, of course, the moon is the bringer of what I call the bringer of moods. You know, Venus is how love comes to us, right? She's how we like to love and how we show love, that specific emotion. But the moon brings all emotion, not just love. So that's why they're the bringer of moods and the switcher of moods. It's expressions of many different types of emotions. Now, she also helps us recall memories because she rules and really connects us to the subconscious world. So we're able to dive into memories and even our dreams, both our lifelong dreams, but also our sleepy time dreams. But also she helps us get to the unknown, diving deep into what our fears are. She, of course, amplifies our intuition, really brings a spotlight onto our emotional needs and how we want our needs met. Now, Mother Moon, Mother Luna Moon, she's at her most nurturing when she's in the Cancer sign. And all of that energy, it turns us toward home, toward family, toward children, and mothers and mothering. And it ignites us to express our emotions in a more kind of sympathetic and an understanding tone. So we're definitely going to be impacted starting off the month. A lot of this emotional energy, which is good because then we balance it with a lot of air energy later. But we can use the power of moons to really, instead of having the energy use us, we can use the energy for our benefit. And so I usually encourage, when it comes to moon energy, it goes through the entire zodiac sign every 28, 29 days. And so every 2 to 3 days, we're changing signs. We start off, with fire, and then we move to earth, and then we move to air, and then we move to water, and then we repeat, all the four signs within each of those different elements. And they have a little bit of different twist to them all, right? So when we're aware of, Aries fire energy on a moon, we might be using that to activate things, initiate things, plan to initiate things during that time because we're not going to have a lot of extra energy. Whereas then we move into like Taurus, which is very grounding, ruled by Venus. So there's a lot of love energy that's flowing beneath it. And so we can kind of plan and even do a little moon journal and watch how the different energies impact us. Now, when it's in Cancer, obviously, it's its home sign. It rules the house, the fourth house, which is all about the house of home and family and children and mothers. That's why the energy super focuses on that and expands that area of our life so we can move that energy and use that energy for our greatest, advantage or for the greatest of all. Now, I feel like the energy that we're really wanting to focus on for this reading today in regards to this Cancer full moon is how were you nurtured, or how will you nurture others? So that's what we're going to dive into. We're going to use our compass, which we'll be using all this year, where we have a tarot deck. This one I'm using the Change Tarot, in case you're interested. This is what the little box looks like, wherever you procure your tarot or your cards. And we start off in the middle with the major arcana separated for the four suits of the minor arcana, which would be the four different directions or four different areas of our life. So we're going to see how this nurturing energy impacted us. And then there's going to kind of be a little, it's not really a pick a card, but because of this, this is the emotional side. This deck that we're going to be using is going to be, is this the big impact to you during this moon? Or is the air energy, which coming, is it already impacting you? And do you relate more towards how this mental energy, the air energy, is going to impact you? So you might already be drawn to one. So if you are, then trust that. But if you want to wait till we actually pull the cards, then you can see that too. But let's dive in. We're going to start in the middle with the major arcana. This is the overall ethereal energy, the overall theme, big picture of how this Cancer full moon energy is impacting you, right? So, and it's a good time for release, of course, full moons. So within 8 hours before the full moon hits where you're at, it's like you're preparing what you're letting to go. You're setting it outside for, the angels and the universe to come and pick up whatever you're putting out there to let go of, right? So whatever you do, you can do like 10 release areas, 10 release statements on what you're letting go of. And if it can be focused in on Cancer energy around the home, the family, the children, mothers, or mothering, then that helps you release those things. So anything that's holding you back, lower vibrational thoughts, beliefs, mindsets, emotions, energies, even purging things physically, really putting them in a box ready to give them away. All of that can help with this making space for new things to come in for you. All right. So I feel like this is the one right here. So we'll take a look here. Yeah, and you've got magician energy coming in. Powerful, powerful energy. And it's interesting that this magician energy is about putting things into action. It's more the divine masculine than the divine feminine. So it really feels like there is this spark that happens for all of us during this Cancer full moon, which allows us to want to make change, want to initiate change in home. Maybe you want to move somewhere else. We'll look at that when we get into the physical world here. Any changes around family, any actions towards family and children, anything towards mother or mothering, any changes you want to make regarding that or initiating things. You have the power here. With the little infinity symbol, this is your higher self, and they have the wand toward the heaven, which is like you're this conduit. You're going to be bringing in this love energy in a powerful way, and whatever we focus on during this time does expand and grow, right? The full moon also is very, whatever emotion that we're zeroed in on, if I'm focusing on higher vibration, unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace and all that, then that grows in and I draw things in that match that. If I'm focusing on a lower vibration, it also is expanded, and those things rooted in fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of not being enough, all those delicious things we come here to experience, we also draw in those types of people, events, and relationships and situations too. So it's a very big time of manifestation, and it feels like it's even grander than normal. So pay attention to what we're focusing on, especially on the full moon day. But, it always impacts the majority of humans 3 days before and 3 days after. And for individuals that are more in tune with their energies, like you, right? A week or more before, a week or more after, it can impact you too. So you might be feeling this like New Year's Eve even as this energy starts to come in. So I like that for you. Let's jump to what I consider the north here. The medicine wheel I use, this is earth element, which is pentacle suit. And this is all about the physical world, the outside world. And since this is about home and family and children and people, the other characters, let's see what change that you're looking to initiate during this period here. Okay, I feel like you do have this one here. Yeah, you have the Ten of Pentacles. So big changes everywhere in finances and abundance. It's also, it's everything because there's two people on here. It has the child, the dog, the ancestors, the grandparents, the home, the pentacles. So, of course, it's a general reading for us all, but it's like every area of our life is being initiated, which makes sense, beginning of a new year, we're kind of looking at what are we looking at changing? What are we looking at motivating, moving forward? What kind of big changes in the outside world? I want to change jobs. I want to move. I want to do this. I want to do that. And there's a lot of course, stuff happening at the beginning of this year with, especially in the United States, with changing of presidencies and policies and all this kind of stuff. So a lot of people in this planning super focus on how are we going to make sure that I maintain safety and security and completeness. So I like that. Number 10, ending. Number 1, beginnings. So a lot of change in what we're looking at having happen and in the outside world. What am I looking for? And it's kind of like you're making big plans for the year. Now let's move down south here into fire energy, which is wands. This is going to be your energetic adventure. Since we're talking about magic and movement and manifestation and this ace of wands is the suit, we can kind of see what are you going to do with this energy? What is going to be happening with your energy around this moon? So we'll take a look here. Yeah, 3 of Wands makes total sense. 3 of Wands is, of course, comes after the 2 of Wands, which is about making plans, taking action towards going somewhere. But the 3 of Wands is with new information. We look at changing directions, and we're the ones that are making the change. So obviously, all of this is in alignment. So it's going to be a big moon of desire and emotion that's bubbling up to initiate change. We'll find out more here because we're going to see emotionally what's coming in and mentally what's coming in, right? Because we have a battle between our head and our heart sometimes when we need to make decisions, and we can get more clarity here. Let's go with, since we're in the water element of this moon, let's go into the Suit of Cups, this is to the west, which is water element, cup suit. What do you want us to know about the emotional adventure or the emotional energy that comes in with this moon? Okay. No emotion. We've shut down. Not likely. Okay, it's this one right here. All right, well, there you go. King of Cups, balancing of the head and the heart. The King of Cups rules with the cup suit, with the Queen, but all the kings behind the scenes get a second portion of air. And so, even though there's all this ripples and everything, the king is fine. And I like that energy. It's the, as we were saying, it's going to be a balanced approach between the head and the heart. Because if we make decisions just off of emotion, it doesn't really maybe turn out too well, right? If we make it only from logic, our heart isn't happy. And yeah, it might be the most logical thing to do, but it's not living, it's existing. And so when we join them together to make the decision with this King of Cups, then, it flows, much more cohesively, right? And you're kind of at this middle ground where both your head and your heart are happy. Let's see what brings in with the to the east here then, with the air element, and see what mental adventure or mental energy comes in with this Cancer full moon here. Okay, I do want this one here. Yeah, and the 5 of Swords. So the 5 of Swords does represent mental conflict, right? And it makes sense too, we got all this mental energy, all this air energy that's coming up here throughout the month. But what happens when the heart balances with the head, if the head is used to being in charge, And then they're told, hey, here's your partner, the heart. I want you to both sit at the table. You both have 50 shares, equal shares in this event. They're like, what? I have to give up control, some control to the heart? No way. And so there's this good balancing. And in the beginning, the mind isn't so keen on the idea, but they do give in because the soul, the middle energy is bringing them to the table and saying, well, you could have zero input. And they're like, no, 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 I'll have half. I'll do it, and so there's this good balance that ends up happening. Just be prepared for a little mental conflict in the beginning, but that's that fear. It's the fear of failure, the small t truths rooted in fear versus the capital T truth of the heart, the high heart. And it's bringing it in going, well, I know you want to do this certain thing, but just because you were taught, a popular opinion of the outside world of supposed to be, should be, need to be, have to be, must be. But this is about taking a step back before you invest your power and go, but is this what I really, really want? Or is it just what I've been told I'm supposed to want? And that's where they come together and discuss it. And the heart convinces the mind, well, this is what will make me feel joyful, but I need your help to make it happen. They're like, what? You want my help? Like, yeah, we're not enemies, and then the mind can help put the steps together, revise the path, and go a different direction with it, right? So let's dive in here for this one here, and if we have any clarity, I got another tarot deck we'll use. But this is the Black Lilith Cosmic Alchemy Oracles. Let's see what else they want you to know here about the emotional decisions that are being made when this is the focus of the decisions, which is where it ends up. It's this one here. So let's see what we got here. Fermentation. I like it. Harvest. Look at all that. Harvest. Patience and maturity. Card 41. All right. So we'll put her right here. So we do have a harvest that comes, which is good. But let's see what message Lilith brings for you here. Come on, there we go. So, patience is a virtue and extremely powerful to practice as an alchemist. Change doesn't happen overnight. When the fermentation oracle card shows up, it's time to pause and allow the universe to create your soul's purpose. There we go. This alignment, right? Allow wisdom, time, and maturity to develop around your newfound spiritual gold and identify you are stepping into. This could be by signing up for that astrology course, taking an improv class to develop your presence and confidence, or seeking a mentor to learn the ropes of a potential career. Soul alignment requires repetition in order for it to become second nature. Fermentation is the chemical breakdown of a substance by bacteria, yeast, or other microorganisms. It is essential for making foods like wine, cheese, kombucha, beer, liquors, kimchi, sauerkraut, and cheese. And this is when a substance turns into an entirely different chemical form over a time. A spiritual metaphor for entering higher octaves of consciousness. You've moved past the dark night of the soul and realized what no longer serves you, right? Now's the time to embody your sun and continue to develop it. S-U-N. Embody your sun. The fermentation phase shadow work can do says breath work is a potent modality to practice when you're in the fermentation phase. Air, right? It allows you to be still, recover internally, and release stress, and can help with trauma healing. Take time to allow the benefits of all your progress to integrate. And the parting message says, like grapes into wine, your soul's gold is growing brighter and stronger through the passage of time. Your light is shining through the darkness. Wow. So powerful energies when the heart is allowed to sit at the table here. there is this alignment with soul purpose, like we were talking about, right? The true dream come true. What does the heart really want? And let's see the air input. I already like that breath work of air, but we've got this cosmic magic oracle. So let's see what the mind contributes to this if you're more focused on mental energy during this time. What do they want you to know here? Nope, none of those. All right, there it is. All right, yeah. So there is the fire energy. Burn, baby, burn. So we like that here. We got 13. Let's put that down here. Let's see what this brings in, this fire element. So again, this, burn and passion that kicks in. Sometimes you've just got to burn it all away to make room for something new. There you go. This is about a change of direction, right? To purify so that fresh growth can take place again. And fire symbolizes the power to burn away unwanted energies. It's transformative, like how it can turn wood to ash. It's also illuminating, providing a light in the darkness. Again, the shining brightness in the darkness, which can help us to see things more clearly. And fire is also warm, providing comfort on a cold day. The fire element is associated with passion, love, enthusiasm, destruction, and renewal, and is the element, of course, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. It is also connected to vitality, as fire can provide us with comfort. It also provides a way to nourish us via cooking food. So there's that nourishing, nurturing kind of energy of the mother moon too. Fire assists in the purification process. It helps refine. The purifying power of fire can inspire us to shed things that are no longer working in our best interest. And the fire card acts as a reminder to burn away the old and make room for the new. Here's that full moon energy too. To release any unwanted energy, to embrace renewal. When the fire card comes into a reading, reflect on the following. There's 3 things. 1, what actions or behaviors do I need to burn away? Are there any areas of my life that are feeling blocked or stagnant? And 3, what excites me about renewal and giving myself a clean slate? The affirmation that comes in with the card, I am burning away any unwanted energies that are not serving me, and I'm making room for new growth. The self-care practice says, try a fire ritual. Grab a piece of paper and write down something you want to let go of. Next, you're going to burn the paper to represent releasing whatever it is you wrote down. Make sure you do so safely by using a fire pit or a fire-safe bowl. Please don't burn down your home. Once you decide where you're going to burn your slip of paper, take a few deep breaths, throw the paper in, and as you watch it burn away, say the phrase, I release you. This ritual represents burning that unwanted energy away. Wow, I love that. So definitely there's this, full moon energy of release and letting go, but there is this letting go of the old path, the old approach, especially having to do with home, family, children, mother and mothering, and this change of things here. I kind of feel like I want to find out more about, since this Pentacles, this outside world energy is really pulling, and I'm going to use these. This is the Sambucas, if I'm saying that right. Let's see if we can see it there. Here he goes. Tarot for clarification here. So let's see. What else do they want us to know about this physical adventure? Okay. Looks like there's steps. Are we going to get 3 cards next? 1, 2. Yeah, we are. 1, 2, 3. Is there 4 then? There is. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here's the progression. I love it. And the bottom of the deck, we got the Ace of Coins. So here's that ace that is this, pentacle suit. The coins and pentacles, same thing. But this is new opportunities that are opening up coming in here. Now, there's also this seeing your worth in relationship to the outside world in a different way too. That comes in there. But let's see what what else more you want to know here. So we got the Chariot card, power of choice that comes in. And it's victory, it's movement. So there is movement in the outside world. All of this is saying that there is change, there is movement, but there's victory in it, which we like to hear, of course. And it says that there's no wrong choice, that there's just different choices with different experiences. And so when you're holding back on wanting to move forward in something, then it's usually out of fear. I don't want to make the wrong choice. What if there's a better choice? Well, you can always make another choice later. We don't make our entire choices for our entire life in any moment of our life. We think we are, but, because of the constant changing world, we're always taking off ramps and altering course. But the biggest thing is follow what's on your heart in this moment. What's coming in here? What new information, what new passion is drawing you, and follow that. And I like that. And then we move into the number 2, which is, we got the 2 9s. So, of course, powerful energy. Internal decisions. The 9 of Swords is letting go of the fears, like we were just talking about, the nightmare and insomnia, all the small T-truths that are keeping us holding back. And the 9 of Wands is perseverance and to push through those fears. Again, this 9 of Wands, they usually have this barrier, but when you take the Ace of Wands out of here, it makes the space to step through the barrier. And so the fears that are holding you back from whatever movement this is in the outside world, it's get to the root of it. If you just take some deep breaths and reflect, you can see, what am I ready to let go of? And what am I truly afraid of? What's the worst that could happen? And, when our fears outweigh the ugly feeling of being stagnant and being in a place that we don't feel like we want to be anymore, we don't move because that fear keeps us contained, keeps us trapped, right? But when that ugly feeling of stagnancy and I just can't take it anymore outweighs the fears, that's when we make movement. So really looking at those fears diminishes them and you transform them. There's less fear, then you're able to make movement and step forward. I like that. Then you have the 3 cards. Yep, here you go. Page of Coins. Like the Ace of Coins, but this is an upgraded situation. You are moving and you are making progression. It is abundance coming in. You have the Devil card, which is the Capricorn Saturn energy. It shakes things up and it has us leave these small T truths. It points us to our fears and the things that shackle us, the things that are keeping us held back. And in doing that, our shadow work, even though when we said the dark night of the shadow, right? The dark night of, I think it mentioned it in both of these cards too, the light and the darkness. It shines light on the cage that we're in, makes us aware that we are in one, and then we're able to see that the cage door is open. It was never closed. I can just walk out. In these cases, usually they show like the chains around our neck or whatever. They're so big and loose we could slip right out of them. We're really not contained. If you've ever seen like a horse with the bridle around, their long little, it's not a leash, but the little long rope, and it's tied to a plastic chair, they could take off and run and escape, but they've been taught that they're contained and that they're small and that thing keeps them limited. But this is breaking past that and moving forward, right? Look at this. 3 of Wands. There we go. 3 of Wands. So this does tell you with this new information and breaking free, it allows you to move forward. All right. Yep. And you have the Emperor. I love the Emperor energy because it is fire, Aries energy, but it is about deciding, and remembering you are the Emperor in charge of your empire and that you get to choose for yourself, and that you might have a whole throne room full of advisors, but they are just giving you opinion on what they want for the empire. But ultimately you clear the throne room. You're the one that gets to decide what steps you want to do, and you put energy behind it and you move toward it. So here you go. You step into your authority. Yeah, the Two of Swords, you close your eyes and you open your heart, coming back to that battle between the head and the heart. But when you're unsure, you do close your head, and then your heart knows exactly the way to go. You have the Four of Swords. That's the air energy here. Again, this balanced energy coming in. Four is like four huge legs on a table. It's a very solid foundation, mental stability. The fours are here. You're able to move forward with peace of mind. I feel like you know the decisions that you want. Wow, look, and here's that Five of Swords. So you got the same things here, but this is telling you that this struggle that is here, all this thinking here, allows you to get past these fears, these small t truths, these stories, and you're able to move forward in victory. So I love that for you. Wow, what powerful energy, and what a great way to start the new year, seeing that there's a different path. And what are we waiting for? To live the dream that makes our heart feel full. To die? That's what happened when the plague hit back in 2020. People were passing away, and I was like, working in the corporate life, and I was like, if I died tomorrow, would I be happy with what I've done with my life? And I'm like, no, I haven't lived and done what I want to do, which is sharing the messages of love from above. And so that's when I decided to leave and go, now's the time. What have I got to lose? To die, right? And so there's this great energy here but you got victory and movement all over the place here. And it's definitely supported by this full moon in Cancer. So I love this for you. Now, if you want to dive deeper, of course, we have more videos coming out every week about different subjects of, I've got full moons and new moons, and when the sun goes into its sign, we got a quest, we got a bunch of different videos that come in. And so, if you're not subscribed, if you subscribe, you'll get notified when those come out. And if you want to dive even deeper and have like a weekly type of connections, one, I do have free readings each week on Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays, like Friday night, Saturday morning, Saturday night, and Sunday morning, afternoon. And so if you want to join me then, there's times are listed in the description box. Also, I have YouTube channel memberships. I have 2 levels, Zen Cricket, Praying Mantis. Zen Cricket's $2.99, Praying Mantis is $7.99. There's information down below there too, but we have deep dive Q&As and personal readings for those memberships. On Wednesday night, we have at least a 2-hour session for all of those members. My Praying Mantis gets a special night on Thursday nights for 2 hours, plus at least an hour after my Friday and Saturday night sessions and Sunday session too. And then they get advanced access to all these videos when they're posted, sometimes 2, 3 a month in advance. Sometimes these are recorded, and so they get advanced access to those. So if you're interested, there's a link in the description box to sign up for that. And I also offer personal readings if you want to dive deep. These are general, of course, but if you want even more, diving into that, there's a brief description of what I offer down below and a link that goes into even more detail below as well. So thank you, for sticking around this long. And I'm so grateful in our journey, in our quest for finding that true essence of unconditional love energy. And this Cancer full moon is going to give us great access. So remember, as you're going through this adventure, that every second of every day of your lives, you truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the Cosmic Father and the Cosmic Mother, our Creator. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you again, much love. Hang in there. Take care of yourself. We'll see you soon.